Hi everyone, this is Michael Angel with CDSoundMaster. In this video, I will be demonstrating the BRTC-M2, the big round tube compressor. The BRTC provides you with the big, round, classic tone of vintage vacuum tubes, with customized voicing of the actual vacuum tube circuitry in light, regular, and heavy tube plate settings, along with full interaction of the harmonic distortion that these create. With the compressor circuit, you are able to get an incredible range of tone, not just with the timing of the compressor, but in the subtle ways that it interacts with the signal. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate using the BRTC with a great song called Half Finished Book by Chad Johnson. So special thanks to Chad for letting me use his song to demonstrate the usefulness of the BRTC. Please see the description for a link to Chad's music. So to begin with, let's take a listen to just a rough dry mix of the song.
Call. It's got me feeling small. No one is sincere. They only tell you what you want to hear. No one is sincere. She was no exception. And I love the way that she could look. She would make me feel like a half-finished book. Like a half-finished book.
So the purpose of this video is not to provide an actual finished, polished mix of the song, but rather just to let you hear the effect of different compression on each individual track, and how that can transform the sound of the overall mix. If this were an entire mix session for the song, it would also include some preparatory editing, some use of EQ, some panning, and some other effects as well. Alright, so first I'm going to isolate the drum overheads. As you watch the video, you're going to see that I'm going to toggle the compressor on and off. This is controlling both the compressor and the tube voicings for each setting. You will notice when the BRTC is compressing, we hear an airiness and more sustain and resonance coming from the cymbals and the room that surrounds the drums. So compression is not just controlling the dynamics, but is helping to re-voice the sound of the instrument. Now let's take a listen to the room mics on the drums. And one of the elements is I want to really bring the drums together in the room, but what's tricky is with compression of this type, you can get sort of a fluttering effect that you'll hear with the reverberation and ambience of the room. So I'm going to change the timing until I have the perfect mix of the slam of the drums and the length of time in the room without getting an unnatural fluttering at the end of the signal. Now I'm going to work with the sound of the bass. I really like the sound of Chad's instrumentation, and each choice that he's made is really excellent for the song itself. The bass is played well, and it fits well in the mix. Even without EQ, the main thing that I want to do is to control the difference in playing in some of the sustained notes and some of the attacks, so that the bass is always sitting well over the drums and under the vocals and guitars. Next, we're working with the 12-string acoustic guitar, and this 12-string is an excellent example of hearing the tube revoicing that happens with the BRTC. The resonance and the harmonic overtones of the beautiful sound of the instrument really come alive when you find just the right timing that matches the song. I really love the tone Chad's playing and the rhythmic delay of this next guitar track. And you'll hear that I'm trying to squeeze a little bit of the guitar, not so much to control the dynamics, but to match the energy of his playing, so that you really get a little bit more edge and aggression without changing the tone and without changing the personality of what he's played. The end result is that you just feel a greater sense of energy coming from the track. And again, if this were a final mix, if I was adding in elements like a tape machine and equalization to really match where that best range of tonality is coming from in relation to the rest of the song, then you would notice even more how this track shines. Now for the main vocal track, I would normally use some EQ to help accentuate the high frequencies, so this sits better in the mix. But again, this is just a demonstration of the use of the BRTC in a mix. Absolutely nothing else is being used. So in this case, I once again just want to control the dynamics, but I also want to bring a little bit more of the energy of the track into focus. Chad has done an excellent job with this song. So I just want to be able to find a place where the vocals can sit a little bit stronger in the mix and not sound quite as separated. In the final scheme of things, you're also going to hear I do not only just a compressed mix, but also a compressed mix with a little bit of extra tubes from the BRTC and a little bit of a very simple room reverb. So you can hear how a room can help blend things together. But again, that's just a variation that I show once the demo is complete.
Like a half-finished book, like a half-finished book. could look, but she would make me feel like a half-finished book, like a half-finished book, like a half-finished book. And I love the way that she could look, but she would make me feel like a half-finished book, 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 like a half-finished.
As we isolate the backing vocal, you'll notice that this track has been recorded a little bit brighter. So once again, if I were doing a final mix, I would be EQing the voices more closely together so that they work together cohesively. The musicianship has been done very well, so I really just want to control the dynamics enough to where this sits comfortably with the main vocal.
No one is sincere. No one is sincere. They only tell you what you want to hear. No one is sincere.
Now there are several other tracks. There's several keyboards, several other guitars, and of course the isolated kick and snare and toms. I'm not going to go over every single compression choice, but I do want you to hear just one of the keyboards, how critical the decision of the timing of the compression can really change the way that you hear the envelope of the sound. So now I'm going to play an excerpt of the dry, general rough mix of Half Finished Book by Chad Johnson. I'm going to let you hear what the compressed version of the mix sounds like, and also a compressed version that I've added an extra instance of the BRTC to add more of the tube voicing to grow the signal, make it sound larger without harming any transients, and also adding some reverb effect so that it is helping to blend those parts more together, a little bit more cohesion. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Thanks so much. God bless you.
She's not gonna call. It's got me feeling small. No one is sincere. They only tell you what you wanna hear. No one is She's not gonna call. It's got me feeling small. No one is sincere. They only tell you what you wanna hear. No one is sincere. exception, and I love the way that she could look. She would make me feel like a half-finished book, like a half-finished book. She's not gonna call. It's got me feeling small. No one is sincere. They only tell you what you wanna hear. No one is sincere. She was no exception, and I love the way that she could look. She would make me feel like a half-finished book, like a half-finished book. I just can't settle down. My mind keeps running round. Sincere. They only tell you what you wanna hear. No one is sincere. She was no exception, and I love the way that she could look. But she would make me feel like a half-finished book, like a half-finished book, like a half-finished book.